Hello everyone again. We're going on with the third part of our project, so we're going to enter to the code part now. We're going to start with these two buttons, add new book and edit selected book buttons. So for that we need to open Visual Basic, and let's consider it's not open. We go to Developer, Visual Studio, and we're going to close the form for now. We're not going to work with the form this time. We're going to add a new module using insert and module, so we will have a new module. Here we're going to add two functions, one function for new button and one function for edit button. So let's start. Sub newRec, I will call it newRec, and as I go down it's going to add the parentheses and the end sub, which finishes the function. So before I start, I want to show you that this code means that this line is a command line, and it doesn't have any function. It's not it's worthless for code. It's just an explanation for the programmer. Okay, so what we're going to do for the new record, when user clicks to this button, it has to show the form. So it's very easy, but before that, okay, let's do it before. After that we will come back. The name of the form was user form 1, if you remember. Let's open the form. Okay, so the name of the form, here it is user form 1, sorry. So we're going to use this name, user form 1 dot show, and that's it. It's going to open the user form 1. But before that, we need to make an arrangement. If you remember that we had an engine here and we have the mode, we need to change the mode to edit if it is we need to change the mode to new if it is edit. So what we have to do is to write sheet, and inside quotes we're going to write the sheet name, which was engine. It's called engine dot range. So let's find the range. It is before, so we're going to write inside quotes again before. This should be new, and that's it. Why did we make this? We're going to use this later using when we enter this command button. This command button, by the way, the name of this command button, the caption of this command button, not the name, has to be add, but the name, we let it like this, the command button 1, but the caption is add. We're going to use it later. And when we click this add button, it is going to check if it is in the edit mode or in new mode. And here we arrange it, not to confuse. We make it sure that this is new, or it is in new mode. So now it's ready, but when we click to the button, we're going to see it doesn't work. Why? Because we haven't linked the button with the macro. So right click on the button and go to assign macro, and we're going to find the function name. Here you can see newRec. Click OK. Now if we click on add new book, we're going to see that the form opens, and it's okay. We can go on like that. There is another editing that we have forgotten in the previous part. the genre here, it doesn't we cannot find the options in the combo box. So to find these options, we need to make this arrangement. The combo box, there's a feature in the combo box called row source. Here it is. We're going to write the name of the list that we have on the list sheet, which is in here. Should be the same with this. This is general. I make copy with Ctrl C, and I'm going to pass it here in row source. Paste it general. So now if I click run, sorry, I have to click outside. Be careful if you select any object and click run, it's not it may not work. And so if you run it, you're going to see now it takes the list from the selected list that you have created. Okay, so this was the first button. Now we can press the second button. The second button is a little long, so let's start with it. Sub editRec. When I press enter, it's going to add a horizontal line, as you can see, that separates these two functions. This is different function and this is a different function. And so now we're going to make the second button, which is edit. To be able to edit this row, we have to understand which row is selected. Like if the user selects the second row, we have to know that the user selects the second row, and this takes the value from here, selected row, you see. And this is, there's no any formula in here. We're going to use code part to understand in which row the user is. It's not important the column, like if the user selects E or F or A, it's going to be the same row. So we will not take the column, but we will take the row. The row is important for us. So what we're going to do that we need two variables before. Set Rng, which is range, which is going to be the range of the selection. Range of the selection, it is going to be Selection.Address. So it is going to keep the address of the selection. Like if the user selects here this one, this cell, it's going to keep it D5. And then we need another variable, which I will call it RngRow, which is going to take only the row of the selected range. And sorry, this is going to be integer. Now let's define the value of the range row. The value is going to be the row of the selected range. The selected range was Rng, which we defined here. So Rng.Cells.Row will work for us, but we know that three rows are not counted. Like the third cell must be counted as 0. The third row, sorry, because the first row is for buttons, the second row is for title, and the third row is for title of the column. So we are going to start from the fourth row. So what we are going to do is to subtract this, subtract the number of rows, all rows, from 3. Because as you can see, we start from 3. Well, like if we select, if the user selects this row, it's the 5th row, but actually it's the 2nd row of the table. Why? Because 5 minus 3 is 2. Okay, so let's go on. And we need to make another arrangement to sheets. engine.range there was a cell in here in engine B6. This is going to be the row which is selected, so B6 dot value will be the row which is selected, which is here. We take it, which is here, range row, RngRow, and that's it. So this was the first part. We took the range row, the row which is selected by user, and we took this value to B6. Now it's going to be able to take this value from B6, or we can just use the variable itself. But we're not done yet. What we have to do is to take this information, all information of the row to the selected objects. Like here we have empty, these all objects, the text boxes, combo box are empty because this is a new record. This is going to be a new record. But if we're going to edit the selected book, we need to take these values, like the book name should be Da Vinci Code, the author should be Dan Brown, and the page number should be 788. I mean, we don't have to make the user write them again and again. We're going to take these values and put them in here. That will be easier for the user to edit them. So we have found which row user has been selected. Now we're going to go on. By the way, we have a cell in here which is called mode. This cell, if it is new, it has to be changed to edit, by the way, so we need to change this to edit. We write sheets again, engine dot range, which range was it? B4 dot value is going to be a edit, not row, not new, sorry, this is edit. So this was new because it was for the new function. We use this for new button, but here we use edit button, so it's going to be the edit mode. And also this button on the form has to be not add, it has to be update. So we're going to change also the caption of the command button 1 in the user form 1. So we write user form 1 dot command button 1. As you can see, it comes out here. So that caption will be not add, will be update. That's it. Okay, so the caption of the command button 1 in the user form 1 is going to be update. Okay, now we can add the values to the text boxes. How are we going to do this? User form 1 dot, let's start with the book name first. tx name, if you remember, was the book name. tx name dot value equal. So this means that the value of the book name, which is this one, the value of this one, or we can say the caption in the user form 1 is going to be. So what is it going to be? Let's see. Sheets data dot range, because we take the information from data and the let's say if user selects the second row, it's going to take, by the way, yes, we need to make another arrangement. We need to consider one cell that the user, the program, should start. So let's take A3 as the starting cell, and so we're going to change the name of this A3 as start, so that the program or Microsoft Excel will start from here every time, all the time, to understand where it is. We're going to understand now. So sheets data.range, we're going to use this button, this cell that we have defined, start, but offset. Okay, offset means it's going to take the distance of the selected cell. Let's just make the example. If you write 1, 0, this will mean one cell down, 0 for X, for the horizontal cells. So it's going to be not A3, A4. But if you make it 0, 1, so it's going to be, if it was here, 0 for Y, 1 for X, so it's going to be B3. But what we're going to make is that we need to find how many rows we are away from the starting, but from the starting cell we're away 2 rows away from the starting place, or from the title, which we kept it in range row here. So we're going to write, instead of 0, range row, RngRow, and this one is okay, is good, because we're going to go 1 to the right side, but range row, which means 2 down. Okay, range row's value was 2 according to our example. If we select this, 2 down, which is here, 1 right, which is here, for the book name. Okay, because we take the book name here, and we're going to add a value here. Now we need to make the same arrangement for all the objects, like user form 1 dot tx author, I think was the name of the author. Yes, tx author. That value will be sheets data that range start that offset range row, comma, this time it's going to be not 1, it's going to be 2, because we are here range row 1, 2, we need to come here, author, for author, so 2 that value. And this is going to be going like this. I will copy paste this area to go on easier. So here it's going to be page number, tx page number, tx page number, and here it's going to be not 2, 3. Paste again. This one is going to be combo box genre, and this will be 4, and I passed again with Control V. This is going to be tx starting date, I think. Let's see. Yes, tx starting date, and this will be 5. I will copy this with Control C, or you can use just copy and paste it here, or you can use control right click and paste. So this one is going to be tx finishing date, and this one will be 6. Okay, so I think that's all. Now what we have to do is to show the form. So we will go to user form 1 and show. Yes. Now let's see how it's going to look like. Let's say that we are in the first record of our table and we click on edit selected book, but before that we need to link the button. So right click on the button and assign macro. We're going to assign it with edit record, click OK. So now we'll click we select the second row, any cell, it's not important, and click on edit selected book. As you can see, it takes all data, the book name here, author here, page number here, genre here, etc. This button doesn't work yet, so it's not going to work. Let's select the first one, click on selected book. As you can see, it takes the first record values. If we go to engine, we're going to see that the selected row is 1 and the mode is edit. Okay, let's select the third record. We're going to see nothing because in the third record we have no any record, it's empty. That's why we can see nothing. And if we go to engine, we're going to see that the selected row is 3. Okay, so that was all for these two buttons. We have learned, we have add codes for these two buttons, add new book and edit selected book. In the next part, we're going to see the code part of add button.